You're listening to the NQSC Radio Lockdown Podcast.
What you're about to hear is a fictionalized account of my grandfather's life. Previously on Coombe, he landed with a flourish, popped the clutch and trundled off down the road towards the brightly green lights of Asda. An hour later, and the paper was his, along with a 2-pack of strawberry cream horns and a bag of licorice all sorts. Diabetic my ass, Coombe thought. After a sweet hour's release, it was time to return back home. Coombe set off in the direction of the residential home he resided in, and pulling outside, they had already fixed the glass door. On the other side, a row of nurses, all with their arms crossed, shaking their heads at Coombe. "Bloody Ada," said Coombe. "I've been locked out." Coombe, Part 2. Locked Out. The strawberry cream horns were gone. Coombe had run so low on ration that he'd even been forced to eat the manky coconut all sorts that everyone leaves behind in the bag. Bear Grylls doesn't have to put up with this shit, Coombe thought. Only one licorice confectionery remained, the solitary jelly-like representation of Bertie Bassett that languishes at the bottom of every packet. Coombe placed Bertie in his lint-filled cardigan pocket like some sort of good-luck talisman. It had been a long 45 minutes since he'd been locked out, and Coombe had decided that he was sick of the old folks' home. He would break in, pick up his post, his beta blockers, and make a call to his grandson. He'd be able to help. He was no genius, but he had a car, and Coombe needed a driver. The nurses wouldn't be fooled by the personal alarm trick again, and so Coombe resolved to make his way back to his room via the back entrance, the one they used to load up the ever-waiting mortuary van with the latest residents to have died of boredom, only to be written up by the coroner as natural causes. There was something wrong with this place, and Coombe would find out what, but not now. He had bigger fish to fry. As Coombe rounded the corner of the home, he slid smoothly past the smoking shelter where the carer he had earlier pinned to the wall was nursing an injured wrist and a menthol cigarette. Coombe sensed her gaze on the back of his head as he wheeled past towards the huge double doors, but had no concerns. She wouldn't mess with Coombe again, not if she still wanted to smoke with the other hand. Pressing the electronic assist button, the doors swung open with all the pace and gusto of one of his fellow emphysema-ridden inmates. He was back inside. Immediately, Coombe sped back to his room and called his grandson. "Get over here now," Coombe growled. "We've got a job to do and I need a driver." Coombe hung up and looked down at his lap. There, in amongst the post, was a letter from the Mint Office, London, offering him a free commemorative coin marking some auspicious occasion or other. A disgusting front designed to empty old ladies' purses and rinse the wallets of old boys the land over, and Coombe wasn't taking it any more. They were his next target. First, Coombe and his grandson needed to visit M. M was the head of the Senior Intelligence Service and lived in a run-down stately pile named Dishley Grange. He was also Coombe's son. M had an unhealthy interest in rugby, which was ironic as his head was shaped not unlike a deflated egg-shaped ball. Anyway, M would have the answers. M would know where to start. But first, Coombe had to survive his grandson's driving. Coombe will return in Coombe Part 3. M's the word.